Hey everybody, today playing a few holes here at the Village Golf Club in Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Going to take you along and show you every shot, good or bad. I haven't been on a golf course in about a month, so I'm going to do the best I can here, trying to show the simplicity of the setup for impact golf method, which I think is the easiest way you could ever learn how to play golf. Regardless of the state of your game, it will help you improve, simply because we're going to set up on our impact plane and then learn to make perfect impact. So I'm going to talk you through a lot of the shots here today, what I'm trying to do, what I'm thinking, and hope to show you a variety of shots. And this first hole is a par 5, about 520 yards, and I'm going to be aiming a little bit left of the bunker out there. It's pretty good right down the left side. Should be on the left side of the fairway. Hit it slightly to the toe, but I think it should be good. So it looks like I have about 280 yards to the pin. So the ball's covered with mud, and so I'm going to leave it on there. Typically, a lot of times you'll clean it off, especially here in South Florida where it's wet quite a bit. So the drive was only about 240 yards, which is probably mostly carry into this hill. And so with mud on the left side of the ball, I'm going to expect the ball to tail off to the right, and then I can just make my swing. That's as good as I can hit it. And it faded off a little bit with the mud on that side of the ball. So taking a look, ball still has some mud on it. Looks like a lot of it came off though. Then I have 74 yards to the pin. I'm going to take my 54-degree Vokey wedge. I see the pin's kind of in the back of the green. And I know my 80-yard swing for this wedge is to here, so where the leading arm is parallel to the ground, or at 9 o'clock. And then I'm going to move. So I'm going to try to go a little bit less than that, but with my natural tempo. So about that swing length. The ball's a little bit to the right. I have a little bit of a birdie putt. Probably still the mud on the ball made it start a little bit to the right. I'm going to take a look here at this birdie putt. So I have 7 paces, and it's a little bit uphill. Haven't hit any putts for quite a while. Trying to get an idea with the grain. Looks like the grain should be back down this way, kind of into me, of course. So a little bit into the grain and uphill. So I see a little bit of a break to the left. I'm going to pick out a spot about 8 inches to the right of the hole. And I know it's into the grain and uphill, so I'm going to really have to see that I make really good contact, make enough swing. And so I'm going to estimate how much swing I need here with the practice swing. And then when I'm ready to go, I'm just going to do that with the ball. If it's the feeling that it might be too far is fine, because I know it's going to slow down pretty quickly. I think I'm going to play a little bit more break just from standing here. I kind of like to go with my instinct now. I'm going to say about a foot or so to the right of the hole. Come on. I just missed it. So it really broke off at the end. But it looks like an easy par, which I'll take. And I'm not really warmed up yet, so the ball's not quite going as far as it normally would. So this is hole number 12 at the Village Golf Club. This is one of the tougher par 4s. It's pretty long. I think about 420 yards. To look at the scorecard. It's a little dog leg to the right, so I'm going to favor a little fade off the tee here. And there's a white house, a white building back there. I'm going to hit it at the right edge of it. So to get the feeling of a fade, I'm going to look at my grip, and I'm going to see that the club face looks just slightly open. So my grip is automatically then, here would be normal, and I just turn the club just a couple degrees open to favor that side. And then I can expect when I make my normal swing that the club face would tend to be just slightly open. So I'm going to aim, just try to get a feel for how I want to go through impact with my legs straightening, just getting the feeling of that rhythm, get my aim. That feels pretty good. And then distance from the ball. Oh, I hit that pretty good. Started a little bit left. Got a nice little cut on it. Should be out there in the middle of the fairway. Hit that one pretty good. At 123 to the flag. It's about what I was thinking. This hole is 429, so that was a 300-yard drive about, and a little bit with the wind. I feel I had a little breeze with it, so that's why it went a little bit farther than the other one. Typically, I hit my gap wedge about 120 yards, and so I feel a little bit of wind behind. So I'm just going to hit my normal gap wedge right up there towards the pin. Again, trying to get a rhythm. I'm trying to feel what my distance from the ball needs to be here so I can hit it in the middle of the face. Hit it one groove thin, it's right at it. Flew a little bit farther than what I wanted. Caught it one groove thin, and that gave it a little bit extra distance. So 16 steps. I see the worn out part of the cup is on this side. So that tells me that I'm going to be putting with the grain, and 16 steps, so 48 feet. And so I'll practice that quite a bit. My ball mark was here, but because I hit a little bit thin, it didn't have the backspin it would normally have. Still had a little bit. So I'm going to just try to get the feel here for how much swing I need to make to get this close. I see it. It's a pretty straight putt, maybe going a little bit right at the beginning, a little bit left at the end. It looks to be a little bit with the grain. And so I'm just going to try to really get the feel for it here, for how much swing I have to make. And I'll practice very often 40 footers and 60 footers, so 20, 40, 60. So I'm usually can get a feel for these. I just trust my instinct. It looks to be pretty good, if not a hair short. I like to look at it from both sides. So I don't see anything that could make it go to the right. And so I just see this going pretty straight down into the hole and just favor the right side of the cup. I like to imagine and visualize. I'm going to take my watch off. It keeps reflecting. It keeps reflecting on the green. So here, so I like to get myself lined up, and then I visualize the putt rolling straight down into the right side of the hole. Just like that. So easy par. Had to work a little bit with the long putt, but it's all right. So this is hole number 13. Little dog leg left, about 350 yards. I'm going to try here to more favor a draw. So the opposite of what I did on the last hole, I'm going to make sure the grip is a little bit stronger position. The club face looks slightly closed to me. I'm going to aim down the middle and realize if I can draw it a little bit, it'll be really ideal. And I'm looking at a palm tree I see out there in the distance, and that's going to be my aim point. And I'm just going to make my normal swing. This one's a little bit into the wind also. It's pretty good right down the middle, pretty straight shot. No draw on that. I saw it bounce. That should be in the fairway or on the right side. See, it's a fun little hole, tough little green up there. It's kind of what makes the hole. And see where I ended up, kind of in the shade up here, underneath this tree. That could be interesting. We're gonna put you see, I just have a little bit of the tree overhanging here, which could make it interesting. So I might want to try to hit a little fade, which is kind of difficult. So I have 109 yards in here and a little bit of an overhanging branch, which I really would prefer not to hit. And because it's that distance, I can take my gap wedge, which I hit on the last hole, the A wedge, and I could just open the face just a little bit. What I have to do though is start the ball at the left edge of the green. The left edge of the green falls off, so I kind of see I'm going to try to be pretty close to the edge of the tree here. It's really hard to get any fade on a wedge shot at all. So I'm just going to open the face a little bit, and I'm going to aim just off the left side of the green. I'm going to make sure though that I go through, as always, with my hands leading through the shot. So it's really important just to fix on a spot there to the left where I want the ball to start, and then to go ahead and hit it. Oh, that was perfect. Went left of the tree and caught a little bit long. It looks like. He hit it really good. Probably the open face didn't take as much off as I had hoped. Six and a half, so 20 feet. And the grain is kind of this way, so towards me here, coming off the right, and I see I'm really above the hole here. There's a little bit downhill off the right. So I see it coming in, so I look kind of for a straight spot here where the ball will fall straight down to the hole, and I see it right here. So I see a fall line maybe right in here. So from where I am, I have to putt the ball, accounting for the break, to that point. So I get it right in here. So I see it like it's just merging right on to the fall line. And then we want to get it the right speed. It's a little bit downhill. These can be quick when they're downhill. So I'm going to just try to get a feel for it. I'm aiming at a spot there. I want to see it turn left onto that fall line at the end. So I like the feel of that. Looks like I missed the fall line. It just kind of was a little bit hairy in here. I threw it a little bit more left than I expected there the first start of the putt. Still, easy par. On to the next. I got to make some birdies here today. So this is a par 3. A little bit of water, a little bit of wind off the right side. And it's 172 yards. And I have a 7-iron simply because I feel like a 6 will go too far. And I'm just going to try to make a full swing with the 7-iron. Favor the left side or the left center of the green here. Try to find my rhythm here. Trying to perfect, really get impact right here. So I'm focused here. Like you find on my drills on the website and here on YouTube, you'll see that I'm always working and trying to get a feel for impact. I'm not thinking about the backswing. Doesn't really matter that much. I'm thinking about making impact as good as I can. Trying to find the distance from the ball, get myself lined up, and then hit it like that. That was really good. It's gonna be just left of the flag like I thought, and about pin high. So we'll have another birdie putt. Turned out pretty good. Looks like I have my usual 20-footer. So backed up a foot or two. I'm just gonna walk this off quick. 1, 2, 3. So grain is this way. That's going to influence the putt to go a little bit more to the right, and the slope is that way. So almost 8 paces, so about 22, 23 feet. It's going to die to the right. Just going to try to get a feel for getting the speed right. Aim to the left of the hole. This is one I feel like I could make. Try to get it just to go in the left side of the hole. Turn, 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 turn. There we go. So, nice birdie there. Thank you very much. I love those 2s on the scorecard. So that was played to perfection for me. So I skipped ahead 2 holes to number 17, another par 3, and it's 180 yards, but this one's kind of down, a little bit downwind, I think. Again, I'm going to aim this one a little bit to the right. Last hole I aimed to the left. This one I'm going to aim out a little bit to the right, and I'm going to try to let the ball draw in a little bit, just because the left side's a little bit of a slope, and so if you're short and left here, it tends to run down towards some water. Shouldn't be a problem here though with the 7-iron. Again, so I'm going to set up with the club face slightly closed, the grip in a little bit stronger position there, and I'm just going to swing to a spot on the right side of the green. I see a little target, a tree over there. So I'm going to aim a little bit to the right and then just make my swing. That was really good. It's drawing right at it. Oh, nice. Wow, that was really good. So, looks to be right up there next to the flag. I don't know if I can zoom in from here. We can try. This camera has a pretty good zoom. It's an iPhone. Oh, that's 10 times zoom. I don't know if you can see it there, but it looks pretty good from here. We'll see. You know how it is once you get up there. You never really know. So a little bit of work left. You can see there's a big crater where the ball landed. So the greens are pretty soft out here. You can see how the ball's stopping with the 7-iron. So I have actually a little more than we thought. 2, 3, so about 10 feet. And a crater in my way. So I'm going to try to get a feel for where the grain is first. Looks like it's kind of this way, and I'll verify. If you look along the direction the grain should be going, it's shiny or kind of silver colored, and when you look back into the grain, it's kind of darker, a darker green color. Well, I'm just going to hit a straight putt. I come on my putting mat. If you saw my recent putting video, that's how I practice those straight putts. I guess that's why here. So I'm just going to try to roll it straight in. So I'm getting a feel, standing over it, it could go a hair left. So I might favor the right side of the cup here. Don't leave it. Yeah, it broke a little bit to the left, but I certainly didn't hit it the speed. I didn't hit it the speed that I wanted to. I'd like to see, when I'm practicing, I'd like to see if I'd have hit it a little bit harder. Yeah, it did go a little bit to the left, and so I hit a little bit too soft, and easy par. So we're going to go to the par 5 18th. Pretty long finishing par 5. It's 545 yards, which normally I could have a go at getting home. Today the course is pretty wet. We had some rain, and they've been watering quite a bit. So the ball's not rolling very far. So I'm going to have to see if I can get all of the drive, maybe have a chance. But at sea level and a wet course, it's tough. So it's probably going to be a 3-shot hole. I'm going to pick out a target pretty much down the left side of the fairway and pretty neutral all the way around here. I'm not really going to try to curve it too much. I think I'm going to hit it straight. Just need to get a feel for the swing, where I want to aim. So that was really good. Probably not going to roll a foot. Oh, rolled a few feet. It looks like I hit it slightly through the fairway. So it's good position though. And my ball's in good shape on the side of the hill. So it went a little bit through the fairway. But a really good spot actually. So we'll look at the distance. That's kind of on some dry, bare ground there, but 250 to the flag. So I probably hit it about 290 there. The ball landed into this slope. I can see the ball mark here, so I had about probably 8 or 10 yards of roll. At 250, I have a 3-wood I can get up there pretty good. I don't know about from this lie. It's almost a little bit downhill. I'm going to set up the other camera. I'm going to see if I can hit a 3-wood off the lie. So I'll take a look here. See, it doesn't look very promising, but I'll often look at a shot like this and say, if I miss it, what's going to happen? So if I hit this shot, because it's kind of high here, the ground's a little bit higher than the ball there. If I miss it, it'll probably be thin or almost topped, and it's still going to go probably 150 yards. So there's not really that much risk. If I hit it good, I'm going to have the ball cutting a little bit and try to get it cutting up there between the bunkers, and I could get pretty close to the green. Now it's above my feet, so it's not a shot unless you feel really comfortable with taking on the risk. It's not something I would recommend. I'm just not the player to take a 7-iron and hit it up 80 yards from the green. I'd rather be 20 or 30 yards. So I'm willing to take the risk here and try to get it as close to the green as I can. Getting a feel for the lie. So because it's a little bit downhill, I'm going to be, and above my feet, I'm going to be a little farther from the ball, but I'm going to play it a little bit back in my stance, and I'm going to open the club face a little bit. So I'm going to aim my feet to the left. It feels pretty good here, so I'm just going to give it a rip. Oh, that was nice. That came out about what I wanted, a big cut, but it's going to be up there, probably 30, 40 yards from the green. So it cut quite a bit. So that was kind of fun, a fun lie, and that's what you don't get on the range is some of these lies where it's a little bit above my feet and a little bit downhill. That's kind of unusual. And then to hit a 3-wood, I think that's really the advantage of setting up for impact. So setting up in your impact plane makes all these shots a lot easier because we're set up on the plane. We're going to be at impact, which means that all I really have to do is create good impact and focus on getting the hands leading and making contact with the ground in the right spot, and I'm going to be in good shape. So this one turned out pretty good. You see I'm probably 30 yards from the pin. We're going to take a look here. So I got 34 yards to the pin, and it looks like I have to land it pretty close to the front edge to the pin. And I'm just going to take a look to see if I can land it a little bit short of the green here, how much room there is. And yeah, it looks pretty normal that I can skip one in there. So I'm going to play my low type pitch shot in there with a lob wedge. And I use the lob wedge, just that's probably the club I practice with the most. And I really want to get a feeling for the hands really leading here going through. And so I'm going to try to hit a low shot that's going to just skip up there. I'm picking my spot that I want the ball to land. Not thinking of the swing, just thinking I need to have that feel through impact. Standing pretty close to the ball. Just like that. Oh, that's nice. Go in. There it is, folks. Yes. I think I made it. So that was a fun shot. I'm going to take you right up. It's gone. So perfect golf shot. So I was glad I could share it with you all on my channel. But it was absolutely perfect the way I visualized it. I'll practice that shot quite a bit. There she is. So thanks for watching, and there was a lot of fun sharing all my shots with you. A birdie and eagle are nice, and it's not something I expect to happen every time that I go out, and it was my goal to just show you as many different shots as possible. And I'm going to be doing this quite often, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. Again, Setup for Impact's really just to make golf easier. We learn to set up on our impact plane. It makes hitting every shot easier, especially the one I just hit with the lob wedge. It's easier because I'm set up here on this plane. I'm not starting here and then having to make impact here. It's just a lot easier to make solid impact. Now I have drills set up to teach you then how to make impact properly once you get set up for it. And the setup's the easy part. Learning to make great impact takes some work and dedication, but my drills are set up to help you learn how to do that. So visit setupforimpact.com for more information in the description below. My schools are probably the best venue for improving your game quickly. I have schools going on, 3-day schools, November through March. In West Palm Beach, and then I visit Cincinnati, North Carolina, sometimes Pennsylvania, maybe getting out to California. So again, drop me a line, put all comments or questions in the box below, and it was fun having you along for the ride. Thank you very much, and have a great day.